the truth. What is it? Do you know the truth? What is it? We have every way that you can watch and I hope you all had a good socialist day yesterday. Yesterday was a quote-unquote holiday, a socialist day. And I hope you union people had a good time. It is Tuesday again, as I said. And every Tuesday, is Country and Western Tuesday. Bring back, oh bring back my country to me. Bring back my country to me. What the? Who let the dogs out? And they had one.
Give me that job bad, don't it? I bet. Is it still there? Dishwasher. Somebody took it.
Their livelihood or whatever. If they were to do anything about it, break up the crowd or anything, and ever since, and they literally said ever since the Black Lives Matter mess rallies and defunding the police happened, police can't do anything anymore. And so I'm looking at this and I'm wondering, I know I do, I don't know about you. Do you get the feeling that no one is in charge of my country anymore? It's like nobody's running the country. There's no one in charge. It seems that we don't even have a president at this point. And then, Joe Biden popped up yesterday. And then when I saw him, it just made things look even worse. And whomever's running my country behind the scene, they say Barack Obama, the father Messiah, and his folks. But nobody's in charge of our country. Do you realize how dangerous that is? I don't think you understand how dangerous that is. And you got this stupid female, Kamala Harris, running around pretending she's running for president. And it's nobody running my country anymore. And that's not good. Because of human nature being evil. Human beings are wicked. All human beings are evil. Even the government, I mean, just so you know, the government is a body of people, right? And so human beings are wicked. They're evil. All human beings. There's not one that's not. And we have enemies in America, outside of America. Everybody has enemies because their hearts are evil. And we, at this time, have nobody running our country that can protect us. Think about that. The police cannot stop rallies in our country anymore. In the right way. And our government is out to lunch. They don't even exist anymore. And And the people go on vacation, have fun. They were talking about the number of people that passed through LAX airport there, right? Everybody going on a vacation like all is well. And then God forbid, if something should happen, everybody going to come together and they're going to cry, and they're going to hug, and they're going to pretend that they care, and we're finally united as one for a cause. And it'll be all over the media. They get sound bites of people, who cares? And then as soon as that thrill is gone, everybody go back to their corner and looking for another thrill. I was at an event yesterday and I was talking to some people and they were saying that, I'm like, why are you voting for Kamala Harris? Oh, she come a long ways in her career. She was a lawyer, she was a DA, whatever. They were there, and they voted for her to help her in her career because she's black. I'm like, what? I said, do you realize how bad things are in our country? And you're voting for this female because of her career? Because black people are told now that you're supposed to help each other in their career, at least black women. I'm like, okay, I understood. But nobody's in charge of America right now. And between now and November, mark my word, you haven't seen anything. The desperation is going to get worse. It's going to get worse because human beings are evil. They love their thrills. They love the thrill of trying to inflict fear and pain upon you. And they get a false sense of life. The demons inside of them feel good when they think that they're hurting you. In your family life, in your private life, in your business life. And it's the same thing with the government. The government want you afraid. They're trying to make, our government is trying to encourage Israel government to make peace with Hamas. And according to all report, Hamas is an evil terrorist group. How you make peace with an evil group that want you dead? And how can our government encourage another government, you better make peace with your enemy? How can you do that? It's like trying to make peace with the devil inside of other people. Or the devil inside of you. You don't want to make a deal with the devil. It will always end up bad for you. So protesters rallied for Gaza in Union Square and across Manhattan. This is from CBS. An estimated 5,000 people gathered in various parts of Manhattan on Labor Day, Monday, to rally in support of the Palestine people. The march, entitled Flood New NYC. Flood NYC for Gaza. Did you ever imagine for one day at all in your father's dreams, father's imagination, that our enemies will be on our soil protesting for our enemies, shouting Allahu Akbar, death to America, death to Israel. I didn't hear this from yesterday, but I've seen it in my country. Flood NYC for Gaza. These people are not standing for America. Where did they come from? And how did they get here? How can you shut down X in Brazil but open up wide all the gates in America for the enemies to protest in your own street, carrying a foreign country flag? Flood New York for Gaza. It started in Union Square and traveled to Manhattan. It was announced last week, but happened after 6 Israeli hostages were recently found murdered in the tunnel in Gaza. Amazing. And you know something else that's very interesting? The people who are protesting and marching and rallying and fighting one another, they have no clue what they're fighting about. They have zero. They're only going by what they've been told and to do, and not realizing that Hamas and no one else cares about them at all. They're being used. But knowing that human nature loves thrills, they're willing to march in the street and fight with the Jews and fight with the Palestinians and fight each other over nothing that they're not going to gain. They're not going to gain anything from it except a thrill, and that's soon going to change and become something else. They'll be looking for another thrill. How's your life going? How is your life going? Here is a little bit more detail from CBS on what happened there in New York yesterday. Watch this.
Hundreds of people from all over the tri-state area gathered in Union Square around noon. Among the messages, calling on the U.S. to halt funding to Israel.
I believe in this. What's going on in Gaza and the West Bank must stop. It's going on too long. And that's what brought me to fight for the Palestinians. I cannot be there with them, but I can help them from here.
I'm Palestinian myself, and just watching every single day, it's hard to go to sleep imagining it.
Organized by Within Our Lifetime, they marched north past Meta headquarters, then to Grand Central, then south on 2nd Avenue, where police stopped them at 44th Street just before the Israeli consulate. Then they made their way down 5th Avenue, passing CUNY's Graduate Center, calling for the school to divest in Israel. The group posted on X, this Labor Day action is to raise awareness about what they call workplace discrimination in the tech and healthcare industries against employees vocal about their support for Palestinian people. It called on attendees to cover their face to avoid NYPD surveillance. There was also a directive to attendees to put phones in airplane mode to circumvent location tracking.
Amazing, huh? Why don't they go over there and march and fight over there in their own country? Why are they doing it here? And see, we don't have anybody working. We have no protection. Our country is gone to sleep. We don't have anybody. We don't have a government that's protecting us. They don't care. They just want to get votes. And I heard a report, I don't know if it's true or not, that the Democrats are not happy about these rallies stirring up again because they're trying to get re-elected. And they don't want the people to see this. At least wait until the election is over because they're trying to get back in office. Can you imagine what the college campuses will look like this time around? It was a mess before, right? We have no one working for us. Amazing times. It really is. America is no longer America. It is a third world country now. And some people are so dumb, they go to vote in the same people that brought on all this mess, that allowed it to happen, opened up the floodgates and said, come on in. And they're going to vote back in again. And they've been complaining, oh, life is just so hard. Everything's so expensive. The gas prices rough. The violence in the streets are rough. The home invasions, and oh my God. And then opportunity says, okay, y'all are not happy? I'm going to give you an opportunity to change it. To make it better for yourself. Voting time is coming in November. Make the change. And then people get emotional thrills, and those thrills feel good, and they vote in the same people again. And then they're back to complaining again because those same people are going to do the same thing. But they don't care if they had the thrill. Now they got the thrill of worrying again. There are people who are going to vote in this Democratic Party, one that's brought nothing but hell upon the United States in the last 4 years. There's nothing good that they've done. Zero. And yet the people are going to vote them back in. Here's one last soundbite from what happened there in New York. This is from Freedom News TV, raw footage from the event. It's amazing. This is not over in Palestine, that's here. No police. Where are the police? They love it. The thrill of it. That's happening in the United States of America. And can you just walk into the room and you thought it was happening over in Palestine? That's happening in America. No police. Look at very violent people. Scary people, because foreigners like that are scary people. They come from crazy countries. Asshole countries, by the way. And now, the United States, the citizens of this country have no protection. It didn't seem as though that would happen in America. 888-77, do you get the same feeling that nobody's running the country? No one is in charge. And they said, well, the people running the country in the background. So you don't have to worry about seeing the president in action. Super chat. Super. riding high on internet, not on Fox. So check him out at 4 p.m. Pacific time, all right? A lot of major lineup.
Hey, I'm actually an American working over here right now, and I think I was on my Bluetooth and I screwed up the message. I'm sorry about that.
Oh, so you're in the United States, not the United Kingdom.
Oh, no, I'm in the United Kingdom. I'm just working here.
Oh, okay. Right on. Well, welcome.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I really just want to say thank you for everything. Your message has really been helping me out. My son was born in July, and I've just been really level-headed about everything and really calm, and just really going to say thank you for everything.
You're welcome, Joseph. Stay with it, stay with it, stay with it. If you continue to work on yourself, it can only get better. It will only get better. It's going to be amazing. So stay with it. And congratulations on your son, especially during White History Month. That's amazing.
I forgot about that. Yes, sir. I don't want to take too much of your time, sir. I'm
All right.
very grateful for you guys and your team, all right? Take care.
Thank you, buddy. Amazing. All the way from the United Kingdom, heard around the world by everybody. And they mama, if you're black, they mama. If you're white, their mama. 888-77. Indiana. Ruben, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, Mr. Peterson, how you doing?
All is well. Speak up a little bit, Ruben.
Hey, can you hear me, Mr. Peterson?
I can, yes.
Right on. Hey, I'm having a tough time going and forgiving my father, not because I don't want to, but because I can't get a hold of him. The last time I seen him and I got into an altercation.
Realize that as you can help yourself, whatever his issues are, he cannot help himself, and just wish him well and go on with your life. Just don't be angry anymore at him, and you'll be fine, because you can't talk to a person that you can't see, so don't worry about it.
Right on. Yeah, man, it's been eating at me, and I tried to reach my grandmother, which I went and forgave her about 17 times just in case.
One time is enough.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm like overkill. I just wanted to make sure that I had it all out, you know. And and I went and tried to forgive my mother on FaceTime, and I forgave her over the phone about another 17 times, even through text, just in case. That
How did she react when you forgave her?
Well, she black, so you already know. No, I'm just kidding. She was, she was very angry, to say the least. Growing up with my mother, I hope I'm not ranting too long, but growing up with my mother was rough.
Yeah.
There wasn't any emotional love, as like affection type of stuff, which is good.
Yeah.
I guess, but there was a lot of anger. There was a lot of rage. She has also suffering from mental problems, and so I was very close to my father until they split up. At 5 years old, and she kept me away from him.
Amazing.
He was very close to his mother. So it's deep rooted.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I should have said this for Bible Thumping Thursday, but they start beating you up with the Bible every time you don't do what they ask.
Yeah. Amazing.
But I say that to
No, go ahead. You say that to say what?
Well, I say that to kind of paint the picture for you to kind of understand that.
Here's what I want you to know then. You gotta forgive him. You can't find your father. Forgive him. Just realize he did his best. And stay with this prayer. You're doing the silent prayer? No. What? No.
No.
That's amazing.
Oh man, I did it this morning. I promise. I did do it this morning. I haven't done it every day.
And why not?
Because I thought I was supposed to see more thoughts, and I really didn't see anything. I guess I'm so hard on myself. It's like I get up in the morning the same time every day. I do what I have to do for my family, and I don't think about it. I don't question it. I just get up and do what I have to do. And so it's like, when I started to do the silent prayer, I'm like, man, I don't know if I'm retarded, dumb, I don't know what, but I'm not thinking about anything. Just putting on my pants.
Beautiful.
But,
and that's what you want. You want to be still so that you can be brought out of your imagination. All human beings, until they start to wake up, they're living in their imagination, and they're calling their imagination reality, and they're listening to the imagination, and their imagination is telling them everything they want. It makes them think they know what they want, what they need, their plans for the future, and they're living in the imagination, calling it seeing, and it's not at all. And so God, the truth, will bring you out of your imagination if you be still and allow it to happen, so that you can be clear in all things all the time.
Yeah, you shed so much light in that to me. I think there was another caller who said the same thing about the silent prayer.
Yeah.
And you said don't expect nothing.
Right.
And so I brought that with me this morning. I woke up first thing in the morning. I said, don't expect anything. And then, sure enough, as soon as I go on about my day, the thoughts start coming in. I start rushing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, this is what Justin talking about.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So and I was watching The Evil. I think that was one of the assignments I did last week.
Yeah.
And I was watching My Evil from within, and I think Hake was having a tough time too. He said with that too. I think I remember what he said on Sunday. He was watching other people's evil.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how does the guy with such good hair watch anyway? But no, I'm well. So I find myself getting angry at others around me, and so I live a very secluded kind of life. Like I don't have friends. I don't go out drinking anymore. I'm always in the gym, and so it's like, but I find myself getting so angry sometimes at my wife. I thought yesterday, Mandy or Mindy was my wife. I'm like, what the? It's the same lady.
It's definitely the same spirit. But listen, and see, the reason that you're falling into anger like that is because you're not aware. So you don't see the thought of judgment coming. You don't see the thought of anger. And the next thing you know, you feel the anger because you didn't catch the thought before you fell into the emotion of anger. And this is why, an example of why you must, if you want to really overcome evil, the imagination, you must start watching those thoughts. And all you need to do is watch them. You just need to see them. It's God who allows you to see them, and it's the Spirit of God that takes them away from you, because there are spirits in your imagination and emotions.
When you say watch the thoughts, let's say I'm in front of, my wife.
Right.
And when you say watch the thoughts, what do I do at this particular moment? Because at times I almost feel like, and I mean this respectfully, I almost feel like I'm teaching my wife, as if I'm like, how don't you know this? And I find myself, realizing that common sense isn't so common.
Right.
And it almost feels like I'm raising my wife.
And you are. You are your wife. You are your wife's father. She is your daughter.
Well, that is that definitely just sabotaged my sex life. Thanks. don't even want to have sex anymore, Jesse. I don't even want to call today. What a mess.
What a mess.
I should have kept that one away. Yeah.
How do you spell your name?
Ruben. I think Hake knows me as Jonathan. I'm a part of the Facebook club over there with him.
Oh, okay. I thought it was, they spelled it Rubin, but it's En. Okay. But you are your wife. Your wife is your daughter. You are her father. And by you now living in the light, you will guide her. She should be working on herself and not rely on you, but you would guide her into the light if you want to follow.
I got to wrap my head around father and daughter thing. And to be honest with you,
Yeah.
I am reading your book, From Raised to Responsibility.
Nice.
And when I start reading some of your like the stuff that you went through and some of the knowledge that you have and stuff like that, like sometimes I find myself putting the book down and letting it soak in.
Right on.
And I think this is just one of those things that I got to let soak in.
It will be made clear to you if you stay with it. The Father in you will make it all things clear to you.
Yeah.
Is she working on herself?
I think she is. I think she's trying. I realized she didn't have a father, and there was so many things that I knew, and I would get aggressive and angry about. And then there were so many things that you should like. I'm not gonna go on that rant, but she didn't have a father growing up. She didn't even have a stepfather growing up. Her mother, my mother-in-law, had 3 different fathers, and so my wife. I realized this last week in like a heated debate or an argument, whatever you want to call it. And I told her, I said, you never had a man to look up to. So you have no idea what it's like.
Yeah.
How many times, we have to lead in first, and then our emotions come second.
Right on.
And I think I was a little harder on her, but then I started watching The Evil, and so I had some good and bad from the week of watching my Evil. I also have some bad, and so with that being said, yeah, she is working on herself. The first time she watched the video of yours, Jesse, when I tell you, her eyes popped out of her skull. It looked like a movie from The Exorcist. When the girl started moving, like her head started spinning, she was so angry and raged.
Yeah.
You're listening to this idiot. He don't know what it's like to be this and that. And I'm just like, man, I don't know. This guy is hitting something, and he's hitting it on the head. And this was like this is the first time it was, and I set my wife up in a position because I didn't know how long the marriage was going to last, and it's been kind of rocky sometimes.
You have children with her?
I do.
How old are they?
Oh, you about to beat me up. 15, 10, and 7.
Nice.
Yeah. And
when you stay with, make sure you do what you want, but I highly recommend that you start doing the silent prayer now, because you God forgiven, you forgiven your father, even though you can't find him, and now all you need, there's no more for you to do than to be present, instead of in your head thinking about the past or the future or what you have or don't have or all that mess. If you just stay present, God, the kingdom of heaven, eternal life, is always right with you all the time. And you got to stay present so you can be guided by that. But if you don't do it and learn to be still, you're going to be in your imagination, and that's when nothing but hell is in the imagination. And God will bring you out of the darkness if you stay with the prayer.
I'm introducing it to my kids as well.
Right on.
My son is really benefiting it from the most. He's got a lot of anxiety and fears and stuff, and so he loves your shows, your radio shows. He's actually reading The Antidote.
Right on.
So when he gets done with that, I'll be reading that one.
Well, tell him to make sure that he's not to forgive his mother, and forgive you for not protecting him from his mother. And he's 15, so encourage him to start. Don't force it, but encourage him to start doing the silent prayer.
Yeah.
Right.
That's Mr. Peterson. I'm humbled by the phone call. Thank you.
And thank you, man.
All right, boss. I appreciate you, Mr. Peterson. Thank you, guys, and shout out to all the team over there. I really do enjoy the show. Love you guys.
Hey,
God bless you guys.
Hake is here right now. Hey, Hake.
Hey, I got a question for Hake. Mr. Hake.
Yes.
What conditioner do you use, man? And can you say it on the air?
Water and natural body oil.
Amazing.
And a little bit of shampoo sometimes.
The guy with the good hair.
Right on, Hake.
Thank you.
All right, Ruben. Thanks for calling, man. Let me hear from you again.
Right on, Mr. Peterson.
All
God
right.
bless you guys. I'll
You
talk to you
too.
later.
You too.
Peace.
Bye now. 888-7753-773. Let me go to Montrello, a first-time caller out of Georgia. Georgia on my mind. Montrello, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, how you doing?
You have a message.
I wanted to ask you, when you say about the Rosie Park in the back of the buses, and you say,
Are you on the speakerphone or anything?
no, can you hear me now?
Yeah, speak right into the phone. Go ahead.
So why do you talk down on the lady for not wanting to be on the back of the bus?
Who is that?
Rosie Park.
Oh, and how do I talk down on her? What does that mean?
Well, you was talking about it all kind of ways, but a good way.
Well, I think the point, I don't remember exactly what I said now, but the point I wanted to make is that the blacks have been deceived because the so-called civil rights movement people give the blacks the impression that Rosa Parks just all of a sudden was coming home tired from work.
Hold on.
And she didn't feel like going back to the back of the bus, and she was like, Lord, you asked me why. I'm trying to tell you why. Just hold on. I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna let you respond. Hold on. And they're trying to pretend that she was so tired, and Lord, I ain't going no back on the bus. But what it was a setup that was done by the NAACP along with her. It was a plan. It wasn't an accident. And they had another black woman to do it, but in the last minute or so, they found out she was pregnant out of wedlock. And at that time, the blacks didn't tolerate babies out of wedlock. And so they had to find a new person to do it. And they came up with Rosa Parks. Rosa Parks was not a hero.
Okay. You say Rosa Parks was not a hero, right?
Right, because it was a setup. It was planned by the NAACP.
Okay.
What do you think about hearing that and knowing that it wasn't an accident, it was a setup?
I think the same thing I think about all of it. It's crazy.
Yeah.
What you saying crazy, and what you said, and if they said something about something. Look, what I'm trying to say is, I don't know nothing about none of it. But I know what you saying ain't right, and if what you saying...
What part of that is not right?
You talking about somebody they don't want to be in the back of the bus.
What part of what I told you happened is not right? Do you believe that, or you just believe it?
Why would I believe it? You talking about somebody crying because they was in the back of the bus. That sounds like a child.
What?
I don't even know what that means. What that mean?
She wasn't. It was an act. She wasn't crying because she was in the back of the bus.
What's the act for?
Can you hold on for me? Let me take a break. Can you hold?
Go ahead.
Hold on. Let me take a quick break.